It all started on a gloomy, stormy evening in the outskirts of rural Kentucky. A man named Ryan was riding his bicycle toward a small town called Willow Creek. The sky had turned a strange ash gray, and the wind suddenly died down, making the air eerily still. Ryan knew a storm was coming, but Willow Creek was still miles away. He pedaled harder. Then, out of nowhere, a violent thunderstorm struck. Lightning cracked, and the rain began to pour in thick, blinding sheets. The road ahead disappeared behind a veil of rain. Ryan had no choice but to seek shelter under a large oak tree. "God, please, just let me reach safely," he whispered. Miraculously, the rain eased, but the muddy, flooded roads made it impossible to cycle. He began pushing his bike, unsure where he was going, when a voice suddenly called out from the mist, "Lost your way, friend?" Startled, Ryan turned to see a man standing in the shadows. "I'm Ray," the man said. "You're a long way off. The road to Willow Creek is blocked. A tree fell across it." With nowhere else to go and nightfall fast approaching, Ryan agreed to follow him. As they walked, Ryan noticed a burnt smell in the air, like something had recently been on fire. It followed them with every step. Soon they arrived at a shack lit by a lone kerosene lantern. Ray gestured toward it. "This is my tea shack. Come in. You'll catch a cold out here." Ryan leaned his bike against an old maple tree and stepped inside. The place was basic: a stove, a few supplies, and a wooden stool. It struck Ryan as odd. Why would anyone set up a tea shack in such a remote place? Ray brought him tea quickly, almost too quickly. As Ryan sipped the steaming cup, he asked, "Who comes here for tea?" "Used to be a bus stop nearby. Not anymore. Now it's just people like you, wandering in by chance." Rain poured harder. Lightning lit the sky. But strangely, the kerosene flame didn't flicker even in the intense wind. "You can't leave tonight," Ray said calmly. "Storm's too strong. Stay here. Nothing to worry about. Me and Juno are here." Ryan's stomach turned. Something about the way he said that name, Juno, made him uneasy. Soon a woman entered the room. Her walk was slow, deliberate. She handed Ryan a betel leaf wrapped with something inside. "Take it," she smiled. "You'll never forget the taste." As Ryan reached for it, a pungent smell hit him like blood. Then, as her scarf slipped slightly, he saw a thin stream of blood trickling down her throat. In a flash, she vanished. Ray dimmed the lantern and left the room. Ryan, shaken, tried to sleep. Hours passed. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierced the silence. Ryan jumped up. His eyes scanned the room, then he saw it. Just a few feet away, someone was hanging from the ceilings, winging slowly. "What's wrong?" Ray's voice came from outside. Ryan looked again. The hanging body was gone. Unable to sleep, Ryan joined Ray outside. "Let me tell you a story," Ray said. 3 years ago, there was a man here. Ran this shack. Lonely guy. Married a beautiful woman. Too beautiful. One of the regulars, a guy named Sean, started showing up more and more, just sitting around for hours. Ray continued. One day, the husband left early for the market. A storm was brewing, so he caught the first bus home. When he returned, he saw the glow from inside and heard muffled laughter. He peeked through the window. There she was, his wife, lying across Sean's chest, laughing. Something snapped. He burst in. A bloody blade. A scream. And within seconds, she was gone. Sean begged for mercy, but the man dragged him to a rafter, tied a rope, and hung him right there. Then he doused the shack in kerosene and set it ablaze. Ray paused. They say their souls never left, still linger here. Ryan was speechless. Next morning, before leaving, Ryan realized he had forgotten his bag stuffed with cash. He returned to the shack, but what he saw turned his blood cold. There was no shack, only a burnt-out foundation and a few ashes. "Looking for this?" a voice said behind him. Ryan turned. A woman stood holding his bag. Her scarf blew away in the wind. The same rotten, blood-like stench filled the air. Her face was pale, her eyes hollow, and a line of blood traced her neck. Ryan screamed and fainted, collapsing beside his bicycle.